you jump in and when the ball is launched up,
Mm-hmm.
and I jump in, and I'm like, oh man, like I totally remember how I did it last time. My back never got like slapped or anything. I jump in, and you hear, and my entire back lands flat on the water, just, and I just stop and I slowly sink to the bottom, and I was like, it was stinging for like probably an hour afterwards, and it was terrible. And the only reason I mention that is because I want to do a headfirst dive from a high platform, like rock jumping. Imagine like everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go dive." Everyone can do a gainer at this point. Everyone can just jump in, right? Not everyone can headfirst dive. They can just jump in and their ears are gonna explode. Not mine.
Yours are gonna explode, really?
No, but it slaps in around you so fast that it hurts your head.
Then how do people do it correctly? Is it form?
That's what I'm learning. Yeah.
Nice. Alrighty, welcome to the second quarter review, half of year of 2024 review.
Pretty much fall time, anyways.
At the end of July, we're a month late. We know.
I'll be back. Okay, 1 second. Okay, guys, I'm doing a dive into the pool.
What the heck?
Michael, I'm gonna shoot you.
Please don't. Hey, I forgot that joke. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Matthew?
It's fine.
Is it usually me on the left or me on the right? I'm usually on the left. Oh, you're on the left now.
Yep.
You're not on the right?
Oh, shoot.
That's actually what you were talking about last time. You're like, oh, I need to be on the right.
I'm going to be on the right.
Huh?
In the video, I'm going to be on the right. I thought this one through.
Well, dang.
Okay. Second quarter review. Isn't it crazy? Do you think? Do yours more halfway over already?
No,
Where's your script, Mikey?
there's no script.
Okay. Goals. I have a picture of your goals, actually.
My goals?
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
You can look through them and talk about them.
Heck yeah. There's a white balance setting for cloudy or sunset. It's perfect.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes, today has been a pleasant day. This guy. Oh my goodness, today has actually been a very nice day today. Yesterday was 103. Today was 81.
Yeah.
Like, there's this weird haze in the air. It's not smoke, but it's just weird haze,
I cracked Michael's phone screen today.
which made it even better.
Better?
No, the haze.
Oh, I thought you said the phone cracked.
Right now, I don't know how to explain it. It's end of July, but the thing is, the weather is like early spring or early fall. Pleasant
Yeah.
beyond words.
Amen.
Actually, is it? No. Never mind. I can give you some words. It's
Yeah.
pleasant. Huh? Goals.
Kind of with goals, a lot of them I don't care about.
Wow. That's crazy.
Well, like, I'll read it off to you. I don't care about running a 4-hour marathon. Like, I'll do it, but I don't care. It's not important to
You
me.
won't do it.
Huh?
You can't do it anymore.
I'll do it. I was thinking of training for a 3:30.
If you don't want to do a 4-hour marathon,
I'm not. Wait, I never said I don't want to. I said I don't care. It's just not very
If you don't
important.
care about a 4-hour marathon, what's gonna make you care about a 3:30 marathon?
Sorry, I care, but it's not important to me. Not that it's not important. It's just not important.
Well,
It's not something that it's like, this is not worthless
you
to
sound
me.
like a bum.
Yours good for that.
Okay. Well,
Like, and then I have run in the CIM, which is gonna be my marathon, 1,000 miles in 2024. That's something that I'm working towards, and that I want to get. It's like a fun goal to work towards, but it's not important. Like, I don't care if I fail on it, because there's no meaning to it.
I just had an amazing idea. How about for 1 month we run 14 miles a day? 7 miles in the morning, 7 miles in the afternoon
Okay.
for 1 month, August.
Every single day?
Yeah,
No.
so we can hit our 100 miles faster.
You mean
Or 1,000 miles. Give me the phone. That'll give us 100 miles a week, I'm pretty sure.
70? That's 100. That's 98 mile weeks.
Yeah, that's about right. No. Okay. Let me just do this.
You're gonna die.
No, it's 100 miles.
That's a 400 mile month.
Okay, let's do it.
No.
Yes.
For the month of August?
Yeah, so that way we can make up for all the time we've lost. That'll give us 400 miles plus like the 280 miles we're at. That'll bring us to 600 miles plus marathon training, and we're gonna be at 1,000 miles before December.
Michael, I know if I tried to do that, I don't know about you, but my legs would die. They would give out. I would not be able to do it on the second day.
7 miles, Mikey? You can't run 7 miles and then 7 miles.
Wait. 7 miles.
It's just
Okay, after some time.
It's just 2 7 miles, and then if we
Just.
run, yeah. It's just 2 7 mile runs. You don't have to run at a fast pace, and then you get 14 miles a day. Within a week, you'll get.
So you're spending over 2 hours a day running.
Yeah. But that means you don't have to do as much later on in the year.
I'm just being consistent with my running.
Yeah, same here. Okay.
I have to do 6 miles a day. On a night, I don't want to do weekends, so I just cut out weekends.
Okay. So then, since my amazing.
But I mean, last week I was.
Since my amazing idea has been put down the drain, what are the other goals you have?
Let's see. Yeah, so I know what I need to do, and I know what I need to work on now.
The Olympics is just days away.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Every 4 years.
Yeah,
Just like Trump being in office. Just took a 4-year hiatus.
4-year break. Yeah, I have get ocular treatment. It's not a goal. It's just like a to-do.
So when is that happening?
When I get to it.
Wow, that will happen.
Be proficient in a proper muscle up. Don't care. I can do it. Do 30 pull-ups in a set. Like that one would be fun to train for. Because that's how much Magnus can do on a campus board.
Really?
Yeah.
What, on a 7mm hang?
I think it's actually just like on a little minor slope. But then I have start a young community. A lot of these I added a lot.
Okay. What does that mean?
Oh wait, I'm not talking about those that I completed.
No, you're talking about your goals. Every single one.
Not the ones that I completed. Okay, I completed run a 6-minute mile. I ran a marathon in January. Then I skipped opening a bank account. That was one of them. I opened a bank account. Graduate from high school was shut down. Dreams were shut down. So yeah, start a young community. That's like, see, you can see on the photo they're circled in black. Those are the ones I care about. Those are the ones that actually matter.
Wow.
And not saying that the other ones don't matter. It's just they not to saying like, oh, they're nothing, but they're not really don't matter.
But I would say there's some value in doing things that force you to have discipline, like physical discipline.
Absolutely, I'm not disregarding physical discipline at all.
And then you deciding not to try and attain them as actively, you're kind of disregarding
Well, what's more important, your mission or physical activity?
your mission. But if you don't have the discipline
just-
to stick to your mission, which will force you to set goals. If you can't stick to them, then what's the point of your mission? If you just fail at everything, because you set a hard goal, and you're like, well, I have this other goal that's a little bit more interesting. I'm not going to stick to the original goal because it's just not as interesting. Debate me. I'm Michael. I
Okay.
have my ideas. Debate me.
The baby. Okay, then I guess the terms that I'm using are not the best. I'll restate my thing. These are the things that actually mean things and that are important. Everything else are arbitrary, meaningless goals. There's no like deeper meaning to doing 30 pull-ups in a set. There's no deeper meaning to running 1,000 miles in a year. There's no deeper meaning. There is something big behind starting a young community and going into my mission of communications. There is meaning behind that, but there's no meaning behind meeting 100 people in a year, behind running a marathon, running in the CIM, running a 6-minute mile, learning music theory, being proficient in a muscle up, organizing my closet. So I'm just saying those don't have as much, like, those are not as important.
Yeah. Okay.
That doesn't mean I'm not gonna do them, but just I don't care if I don't do it. But I'm not saying that I'm not gonna do it. I'm just saying it's not. That's why with videos, I was focusing on them, but now I will do them, but I'm not distraught or distressed. It's like for you, if you're like, oh my goodness, someone's like, why are you not
Let me
eating?
talk about myself. I'm gonna start right now.
Why are you not eating 100 avocados in a day?
Well, that.
Like,
Seriously, that was my goal I set last week.
but like, it's just
my only goal is to bankrupt my parents.
yeah, and in California too. I'm just kind of, I will do it, but because there is, it's good. It builds you up, but I'm not I'm not upset because it doesn't have that richer meaning behind it.
Okay, good point.
Yep.
So, my goals this year.
No, I go into the therapist chair.
So, I only got up because you got up. Okay. Now we're fine. Here, let's scoot in a little bit. I don't want to be out of frame.
We're in frame.
Scoot in a bit.
We are totally in frame.
No, scoot in.
Everyone in room.
Okay, so today I've been doing a little bit of looking into the Olympics. Looks pretty cool. Team USA won gold in something. I don't know. It's good enough.
Better be rock climbing.
Yeah.
They won't win.
Okay, so looking at my goals, we have we'll just go through them and I'll explain what's going on with those.
Mm-hmm.
So we have our let's see, our physical goals. We have the 45 push-ups in one set, 15 pull-ups in one set, 200 pounds base weight. That's separate. Sub 7-minute mile, 3 muscle-ups in one set, and run a marathon. So, one common denominator between all those goals is physical discipline. Okay? Wow. Very real quickly. This year has passed by so fast already. Can you believe it's already the summertime? We already had January, February, March, April, May, June, and we're done with July. That was 7 months passed in a flash. And you know what I figured out? It's because you were there to hang out with. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. I'm serious though. I think last year that that amount of time took forever to pass. So it's really interesting to see how 7 months have passed so instantly fast. And now that you're leaving to Southern Asia, it means that my next my next few months are gonna be my wintertime months are gonna be very long and
Fall.
dreary.
Fall.
Okay, so back onto the topic.
About
Physical goals. Something that I realized, and I've been saying it because I like it a lot, is that the fall, winter, and spring are my training months, and my summers are the time to enjoy it. Which I like it because if you look at it, right, you spend the fall and winter, typically the fall and the beginning part of winter motivated, right, to work out, to do all, you hear, it's funny to think about it, but you hear the term winter arc, right? But it's the coolest thing because during those months you can really focus on like getting yourself disciplined and that sort of stuff and focus on schoolwork. And it makes it a lot easier because of the fact that the discipline you gain from physical improvement, physical improvement allows that to transfer into educational improvement and discipline in that area. And sure, not everyone is in high school or college, but the thing is, you're supposed to be learning all the time. There's never supposed to be a point where you're not learning. Sure, there'll be up and downs, but most of the time you're learning, even if in the up and downs. So, why am I saying this? Well, this summer I haven't been doing a lot of running because of the heat. And then I haven't been doing weightlifting because I've been out of town, and so these goals have been put on the back burner for now. But starting up in end of August, it's gonna be back on track. So that's where I've gotten with those first goals. So the 45 push-ups, 15 pull-ups, sub 7 minute mile, and marathon. That's just gonna be starting up in August. Pretty much, it's like marathon training is gonna start August 9th, and then just a couple of things in August. Then I'm signing up for a gym so I can start swimming and doing other things, because I still have my overarching goal of my overarching triathlon goal before 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or before I become a 20-year-old.
That I'm in as well. I'm doing it too.
You're 18 and a half, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, so I have to finish it before I turn 20. I have to do it as a teenager, so 19 is the only number that counts. And so...
Well, so does 18 and 17.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying that, that counts.
19 is the last year.
But 19 is like that's the cutoff
Before you
date.
turn 20, yeah.
Yeah, so it's things like swimming have more present benefits in me improving my cardio, VO2 max, and my posture, which is very important. And I think that swimming can improve greatly, just because a lot of people say it, masseuses say it, chiropractors, and so it's something I'm able to start doing passively, and which means that when I'm training specifically for that triathlon, I'll have a much easier time. So that's where my running and physical goals are at. 200-pound base weight. So it's a long story, which started when I was 270 pounds and stupid. As I matured, I realized I need to lose weight. So I started a challenge, lost a whole bunch of weight. Now my base weight is around 208-ish pounds. I think recently it's been 206, but it's around 200 pounds. But I am resolving this goal. As I told you earlier this year, I'm going to be going for 180 pounds because looking at my body composition, my back has a lot of fat. There's just a lot of fat there. My stomach has a lot of fat. I want to have immaculate pecs, right? So I have to lose a little bit
Like
more.
David Hasselhoff in SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Just watch that. Yeah.
No. I'll just say that I want to lose a little bit more weight. So that's my September 12th, 75 hard, uh, 75 hard goal. Oh, also cut this out of the thing. Or don't, I don't care. Um, I don't think I'm gonna change it. Because I already said September 12th to a lot of people. And also, what's the point of not doing September 12th? It's sure, it'll be skipping Thanksgiving, but it's just like, at that point, you're so committed to your diet that you're not, if
I
you're
wasn't
that
saying.
far.
I was saying to make it start on a Monday, because then it'll end on a Friday. Which is like
Shoot, yeah,
perfect.
that's what I was
That's
thinking.
dude. It's not the date is not a big deal. Just contact people about it, and they'll be in. Like 3 days off is not going to be a big deal.
Yeah, okay, I completely forgot about that aspect of it.
Yeah. Because it's so well made.
Resolution. Okay, never mind. But still, that's my weight goal. Moving on to the next goals. Okay. Read 11 books in a year. Okay, so if you count books in the Bible as books, which I'm studying, I'm well over this goal at this point. If you don't count that, I'm at like 8 or 9 books. And I'm currently reading 3 books at a time. So, what? 8? Yeah, I'm already going to hit 11 by the end of this, beginning of fall, end of summer. So, reading books goal. And I think you had one for 12 books in a year. How's that going?
Let's see. I know I'm behind. I think June and July. Oh, it's on your phone.
Oh, yeah. It's so funny how your goals on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see it? Yeah, those two red. Oh, May, June. I still have July.
Gotta Man, look at this damage.
I already showed them.
Okay.
I already showed the people. May and June, no books.
Michael, I want to make sure the new screen looks more immaculate after it's replaced.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, 3 months behind, not a big deal. You just gotta speed read. You're probably gonna have to do 20 pages instead of 10 pages reading 75 hard. Okay. So, get a driver's license. With that, we are on track, okay? So,
We are on pace, like the company.
I just had to think about it for a second. Oh, okay, I have a story as well. Okay.
This is not very comfortable. Okay,
Let's start with permit. Because you can't get a driver's license unless you have a permit when you're younger. So, permit, I got it in May. Stupidness on my part. I wish I got it earlier. I postponed it, and there was this final test on the program I was using, and I'm like, man, I'm probably gonna lose this test. And then I postponed it for so long, and I'm like, okay, one day I'm like, I just seriously have to sit down and do it. I sat down, did it in 11 minutes, got 100% in this test, and I'm like, Michael, you're so stupid. So right away, I booked a permit test, the DMV, which I got an A on. I only got 3 questions wrong after studying for 12 hours.
Nice.
And then did my first driving lesson. And since then, I've driven a lot. And most recently, I did a trip to San Diego. And on the entire drive back, 10 hours worth of driving, I did the entire stretch myself. And it's so funny because the entire drive was relatively nice. It was like driving in LA traffic was okay. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. Driving through the desert was a big deal. But 10 o'clock on a Saturday night in downtown Sacramento is where I almost crashed. That's like after 9.5 hours of driving, 30 minutes away from home.
In LA traffic.
What do you mean?
Like,
Yeah.
you didn't almost.
Yeah, I didn't almost crash in LA traffic. I crashed 30 minutes away from home almost. Or I almost crashed 30 minutes from home in downtown Sacramento. Which to me has just been very crazy. Let's see. So yeah, that's my driving journey. So as of now, December I think 12th is when I can get my driver's license. So it's a matter of booking the day for the driver license test and then driving and getting the license. So it'll be cutting it close. right? But I will most likely get there. Okay.
Sweet.
Moving on. Complete Algebra 2. A sad reality. I kind of forgot that this was on my list. I'm 30% done with Algebra 2, and I haven't done anything 3 months for math. So, yeah, I'm not even going to try and explain anything in there. Use a budget. I haven't been. Sad reality. I do think that I need to get it done. My excuse has been that I want to do it on a server using a professional thing that I want to build a server for. That takes a lot of effort, a lot of friction to me starting it. Haven't worked on it, sadly. But if anything, I'll just start a paper budget or
Use the
a
app.
Google sheet. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But budget's on in progress. Have $1,000 worth of investments. Okay. I haven't been focusing on my money stuff. Okay, that's my main thing is budget. My investments have been okay. Not really happening. Next one, have a 10K total net worth. Also not doing well. But here's the good thing, okay? I started a coffee business where you need to work on, put a lot of effort into, but it's in progress, okay? So that can possibly get me closer to $10,000. I'm working with, I don't know where he is.
Daniel?
I'm working with
No.
her father. To be honest, I don't know how the frame looks anymore.
Right here, ass is all white.
Oh my goodness.
How'd you get cocaine all over it?
No reason.
I know what you were doing during the SpongeBob movie, okay?
Well, we had to reframe, okay? We had to reframe. I didn't like how the frame looked beforehand, so we had to change that up. Okay, so that's also a work in progress. What else do we have left over? We're working on apprenticeship, and I possibly might have a thing. We're going to be remodeling a trailer and then renting it out on Airbnb, possibly. So that's my money.
We haven't covered Brownberry Coffee on this podcast series. That's interesting.
Yes, it's because we started
In
at
May.
the end of the first quarter of the year, and we haven't done a podcast since then. So,
Yeah, because
Brownberry Coffee. Okay, so here's the story. In May 2024, the year of our Lord and Savior, I had a school business fair where my school had asked, or not had asked, but has an annual business fair where everyone at school is pretty much urged to participate in order to get a diploma there. So I had an option. I could either do a trashy job where I wouldn't be proud of it. I wouldn't win any of the awards like most business potential like we won. But I decided, man, I need to put effort into this, so I'm going to start Brownberry Coffee. Reset the camera.
Yeah.
So, Brownberry Coffee was a revamp of the idea of Mishka's coffee and tea, which is bear in Ukrainian or Russian.
And Michael. It's a nickname for Michael in Ukrainian
Yes.
and Russian.
So, revamped it, Brownberry Coffee. The cool thing about it is there's a theme behind it where it's a Northern California-based coffee company where we use locally roasted beans from a small business and we focus on entrepreneurship and high quality coffee, and which is a work in progress. And so we started that company. I brought Mikey on because I couldn't do it myself, and so from there we had done the business fair, And then we also did a grand opening event with a person that has her kids going to our school. And in August, we want to do 4 events. And then moving forward, I'm thinking over the winter time, I want to do at least, I want to start consistently doing at least a event a week.
When?
If an event a week.
When?
In December, like in the winter time. So that so I can actually put effort into this. Because I think that owning and running a business is very valuable. Because it teaches you things that you probably wouldn't have learned at school. Because even starting my own coffee company, I realized I learned so many little things that had helped. And I learned a lot of things, not little things, that overall pushed my business forward. And then I wouldn't have been able to, which allowed me to make my business nicer, our business nicer. And so I think that after doing the business fair and after doing the grand opening, I learned so many new things, and there were so many people I networked to, and so it was such an enjoyable experience because there's that feeling you get when you do something for so long, you work on something for so long, and you don't get dopamine very often, and eventually you hit that, like, you're super stressed out because you're doing this event. There's so many different things that could go wrong. There's so much on the line. And you do it great. You do a great job, and you get that huge, like, you pretty much feel, I don't know how to explain it, you just feel,
Euphoric?
yeah, for the entire day after that, you're like, whoa, like, what just happened? You're so overjoyed at just what happened because you put so much effort in and you finally got this goal that you were working towards. So, that's Brownberry Coffee in a nutshell.
Yes.
Most recently, we both went to 2 summer camps. One named Fuge, and then with a week break in between, we went to a second one with our church, Doxy. So, huge recap, which you'll see at the beginning of this video.
Lord willing. Editor Mikey, please be kind on us.
I don't like to talk to editor Mikey like that. Which you'll see from the beginning of this. Afterwards, like after the camp, that same day when we were doing the beginning of this podcast, my ears for that entire day, and then the next half of the day were ringing because of how quiet it was. Because the entire time, there was never a moment I could remember where it was quiet. Even while I was going to bed, the lights were on, and everyone was talking in the room. And so it was very fun because of the fact that just there's so much to do, so many people to meet, experience which allowed me to meet a lot of people. And so even Mikey will probably be posting a video of interviews he did there at camp of the people that were a little bit closer to us that we met there. And let's see. Okay, critiques of Fuge are that the sermons that they had were not very theologically deep, and what else? Oh yeah, and the people that I met there, like every person I met there was brand new, other than Mikey pretty much, and like the people who invited us, or Gianna who invited us, and the problem was that she had her friends she wanted to hang out with, which she hung out with us still, but it was odd because we didn't really know the people there, and I didn't have a group of people I could go back on to rely on other than Mikey. And so, not that's a negative, but it's just like it's a lot easier when you have people that have known you and have your reputation in mind to be able to back your character up. And so that's my critique of Fuge. What about you?
For Fuge,
Okay, it's 1-1. But how is it 1-1? Because we got the serve. Yeah.
it just wasn't for me. No critique of it. It's just I was not the target demographic for it. I learned a lot. I gained things from it, but it wasn't from the content of Fuge. It was not to bolster myself, but it was things that I had known already. Just wasn't for me, but that's not an issue. It's for it's a different demographic. So yeah, that's kind of what Michael was referring to when he says like theologically deep, and like the study,
Yeah, pretty much the exact same
quiet
thing he
time. The preacher didn't go to seminary, to my knowledge.
He did not.
Yeah. So, not like saying, oh, how dare he, but just not for me. Just something that like personally I didn't like was and everyone kind of agreed on this, was the hype rallies. They would make everyone go together and they would not force you, but encourage everyone to get hyped and get
They
crazy.
forced you. There was, if you didn't, then you'd just be in the back being shamed by the people behind you. So it was like, literally just
and then we
behind-
turned
behind
into the
they were like-
shamers.
They were like, shame, shame,
And
shame.
lashings. We had lashings. But then remember, you turned into the hey guys, get hype, get hype.
Only because,
It's like that experiment you turned
yeah,
into.
only
Yep.
because of the fact that I was being forced at gunpoint
There you go,
by
you
Gianna and company. And so,
Well, anyways, I would say that's my least favorite. I also didn't like that there was no competition between the teams except on Mega. That's it.
oh, zinger words really pissed me off. That's one of the things that.
Sure, they're more mainstream, so they had to be like body positive.
No. They
But-
had zinger words,
Yeah.
You can't be fat, short, stubby, tall, skinny.
So you can't be.
You can't even compliment people on muscularity because of the fact that someone who might look, or you can't even say any of those things because people who might look similar to each other might get offended because someone said that, which is the most retarded thing. Because you could get demonetized just because.
As if I make money.
Yeah,
on
I
this.
know exactly. But
All the money I make from this. No.
yeah, so for example, that's so stupid because how am I supposed to know? Like, I don't think I would be I wouldn't have lost this much weight if I hadn't been a little bit more self-conscious and realized through interacting with people that I'm fat and that I have to be more respectful of people and that I'm just overall I had a bad personality with a very untrustworthy words. So I would have never gotten better unless people started kind of treating me badly or said a few things about that. So I think that's so dumb because if I see someone who's fat and I want to comment on it, I want to be able to do that without getting penalized.
Okay. From face value, it might seem like this was a big thing at camp. This was only brought up during one recreational event where people were climbing over a post, which, of course, if someone is heavier, it's going to be harder for them to do so.
If
And
they're
someone's-
fat, they can't do it
Yes.
because no one can lift their
So-
fat body
Exactly,
up.
where we have to lift people up. So that's why Michelle, our leader, bless her heart, had to say that.
Which also, Michelle was one of, except for Pablo. Pablo, do the 75 hard with me. Will not regret it. But Michelle was pretty much the second biggest person in the entire group. Easily went over the pole. So I don't think that was probably any big problem. It's just like, seriously, let me insult people if I want to insult the people. And let me deal with the consequences afterwards. Not from the Fuge camps, but with the people, okay?
Sure.
Rant over.
Yep. Anyways. Boom.
Okay.
With Fuge,
Ooh.
that I didn't like. Do you want me to speak, or do you want to speak?
Sorry. It's just every single time you say a word, so many other words come into my head.
Uh-huh.
I'll say
You decide.
It. You know, I want to hear what you have to say. I'll say it after you say it.
Thank you. So yeah, Fuge overall had a really good time. Met some good quality people that hopefully I'll keep in contact with. Yeah, had a big growth in my faith of them at that camp. But interestingly enough, it wasn't related to anything that was actually produced by the camp. It was just at the camp. Other than that, I give Fuge camps a good out of perfect.
Another thing that I liked was cry night. So, a lot of the time, church camps have cry night because there's many reasons for me not liking it, but one thing I appreciated is they didn't do a cry night. So that was really nice.
Yeah. I also really like. I was gonna mention this. I really liked the silent disco. That was really fun, and I really liked the. It's not talent show. It's whatever. The talent show.
Variety show.
Variety show, and at the end they played live Freebird.
Okay.
That was pretty
And the
epic.
story. The band, the reason they play Freebird is because there was a kid who came to Christ because they're like, I never knew you could play rock and roll and also be a Christian and enjoy this, right? And so what had happened is that kid had listened to them play Freebird, and then 2 weeks later he dies in a car crash, or a car crashed into him and he dies. But the band that was playing is like, yeah, and so that's why we play Freebird, and they were telling the story and everything, and at the variety show, they told the story afterwards. I'm just giving you context, but at the variety show, they're playing Freebird so loud, and so the one thing at Fuge is like that you really need to get hype, or else you're ostracized and banished.
No, you're not.
So, yes, you are. And so it's either you're hype or you're not cool, right? And so I had to play the role, which I also appreciated because at Doxy camp it allowed our team. Like, it was, I think, one of the things that bolstered our team. Red, 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 red for the blood that Jesus shed. Red team all the way. And so it was really good because I got like it. I do think there's a time and place for being hyped, and I do think that allowed me to realize that. Regardless, they played Freebird so loud after everyone had done their talent. It was the last one. They played Freebird so loud. It's like so loud. The speakers are like booming. There's a mosh pit in the front. Gianna, of all things, it's the funniest thing because I've never really expected Gianna's personality to be so out of the box and crazy, but they're playing Freebird, and like over the whole entire week she was just really hype. Freebird, headbang, she's going crazy. Like afterwards, she's just like, you could just see her entire body's just shaking because she's just so hype. Okay, they played it so loud. The building was vibrating so much that a fire extinguisher box. What do you have to say?
Say what we experienced, and then we learned what we experienced.
Well,
Sure.
we're in there. I don't know what you're trying to get at.
Like, say, because we didn't know that happened. We only learned afterwards.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're there. It's so loud. The guy, I forget his name. Papa Shred. Playing the guitar, going crazy, right? Freebird playing. He steps off the stage. Everyone just goes wild, just, right? Crazy. He starts walking through the crowd playing Freebird, and I was expecting there to be a crowd surf starting soon. I don't know, with him on the guitar playing. I don't know what it was. You just hear Freebird playing, and all of a sudden, boom! The speakers, like from our perspective, completely blown out. Just silence. Then the drummer's still playing for the next 2 minutes, playing the drum. Everyone's still playing the chorus because they have the headset in there. And so...
And they're trying to plug it in, trying to fix it.
Yeah, they're trying to continue playing Freebird. Papa Shred slowly kind of tires out on the guitar. It ends. The drums are still going. And the night ends. And we thought the speakers had been blown out. What actually had happened is that it was playing so loud, and the whole entire building was vibrating so much that a fire extinguisher safety box had fallen off the wall and onto a Cat 5 cable, or the cable that allows you to play music to the speakers from where all the music is coming into. And so it's the craziest thing. That's how wild it got at Fuge camp.
Yeah.
Okay? And for my petite, quiet soul, who's used to...
Humble, quiet spirit. Humble, gentle spirit.
Yeah, exactly. Very humble. And so from my very humble and quiet spirit... No. From my very quiet experience with hymns and reformed music that we've been singing at church. This was
with your Quaker history.
This is my total shock to my system. It was crazy. So that's what happened at Fuge camp. There's a couple of other stories, maybe for another day.
Yes, not really the theme of this podcast, but very good.
No, I would say it's important because of the fact that it was such a big part of summer.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, next camp, Doxy camp. So positives at this camp.
Here, I've heard this story
Mikey's
many
been
times.
saying this a lot. Team competition, very positive thing. You have 4 teams who compete against each other, creating natural rivalries and natural competition.
You keep going.
Your butt looks like someone was power spotting you. Oh my goodness, Mikey, you should have changed your shorts after we went rock climbing today.
Interchange chat, Michael. Interchange chat.
saying it. I've heard this already.
What the heck?
You don't need help. You don't need help.
What the actual heck? I see this.
Simon, you guys.
This is his podcast, not mine.
Yeah, because we were playing with different teams. No.
Yeah, I give up. Okay. Doxy Camp pros team. What the heck? It feels so weird now that he's gone. What the heck, Mikey? What is this?
Michael, talk.
I can't have a podcast when my co-host is playing freaking volleyball. Well, I'm okay. Good enough. We got his younger replacement. So we have so Doxy Camp. Some pros where there were 4 teams, so naturally everyone was competing against each other. And I'll tell you about the story of Red in a second. More specifically, over the entire camp, we had
You gotta
pros. This camp had a really deep theological vision behind it compared to Fuge. So Fuge actually had done the same thing where they used acts like the adoration, confession, thanksgiving, and supplication. Well, Doxy did the same thing, but their focus was on Psalms. So they went through how there are the 5 books in the Psalms and how each one focuses on what, and how each one is like points to the gospel, and how to use acts in reading the Psalms and praying the Psalms. Now you can use Psalms as prayer tools, which is crazy because that same thing was mentioned at Fuge as a revival generation. This one was learning how to read the Psalms and pray the Psalms. So theologically a little bit more in depth and not easier to understand, but more beneficial. Another benefit, unlike with Fuge, I knew pretty much everyone there from our church, which showed I had a reputation that I've been working on because I genuinely want people to see me for who I am, not a monster who fakes everything. So, because I'm not, I hope. And so, I knew everyone there, and it made it really fun because every single person I could talk to and get to know them better than I did before, and I enjoyed that. So let's tell the story of Red Team. So we started the week off on the wrong foot. We were the Bloods. We were a gang. Every single person from our team, not every single person, especially not the girls, but the boys were committing a lot of crimes. Graffiti with bug spray, for example. They graffitied the side of a building. It turned white, and it was a whole thing.
They did it on a window too, which was it was really hard to clean that up.
Yeah, exactly. And so let me actually specify even more. So, each team is trying to win the coveted shirt, which is like this tie-dyed shirt compared to the normal shirt.
Cool.
And so every team is working towards that and to win this year. And so the way your team wins is by having the most points. You have a system of demerits, which are negative 50 points or negative amount of points depending on your crime. You can get acts of awesomeness, which give you 50 points, or depending on how awesome you did.
Not really just nice things, but just like radical things.
Out of the ordinary. And then you have games, group games, so it's complete, like everyone in the entire camp participates and fights for their team. And then you had medallions. So medallions were like these little discs, and you could have either gold, silver, or bronze, and then you had a whole bunch of common ones that were hidden all over the camp, and you had to go looking for them. And so that's the way you can earn points.
And what is it? During service, we had like a small little game every single service, which if you want points for you in that game.
Those are the games.
Oh, okay.
And so you would be able to do that, and over the week, the first 2 full days, Red Team was the leader of demerits. It was doing poorly because we started off on a lead by 1,000 points, and then we really sucked for the next few days. And so that ended up in us being the leader in demerits. So morning of the 3rd day, the last full day, Carter and Braden are like, we're making a flag for a team. We need to step up our team spirit. And so then they're like, oh, Michael, can you help us? So we go full battle mode. We start planning, scheming. You should have seen every single cafeteria time that day. Every morning we were planning chants and that stuff where we created the red, 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 red for the blood that Jesus shed. Our chant to bring up team spirit, our flag, which every team started copying and making copies of. And so we stepped it up. That's all I can say. So we started looking for medallions, and throughout the day, we found a gold medallion, and that gives the youth 1,000 points. Which here are the final scores. It was 10,200 points for red team. It was
9,000.
no, it was
8,500.
8,200 points for green team. It was, and then the other two are relevant. They just lost. So red team had gotten medallion on day 3, and like we it had never been done before, so we got the chance to hold the medallion, which prevented other teams from getting, and we got 1,000 points on the last day, which boosted us even more. And so we had active awesomeness, team spirit. Everyone was working towards helping the team. We found the most common medallions. Our team had found 7 common medallions, which means in one day our team found all of the common blue medallions, which is like crazy because of only one team to find all of them. And so over the course of that entire day, like we were campaigning, how do we make our team more spirited? We did all these things, and in the end it paid off. It was so intense. And I think Mike, he's also making a video of this. I need to make sure that he's on it, of the entire process, which is really fun. And so that's the wrap up on what had happened at Doxy, the positives of Doxy. Okay, the cons of Doxy Camp, I would say, is that overall, compared to Fuge, so being hype is actually really cool because it's cool, but then also there's a negative, and I don't like really like fake hype like Fuge had, but I also think that there's space for hype, which Doxy had a little less of, and so that's something I would say could be worked on. And cons, more cons. Let's see. Trying to look at this non-biased. Jeremiah, do you have any? What are your pros of Doxy Camp?
Pros? Just the community. It was very nice and fun, I would say. And just waking up in the morning and just hanging out with your friends, even if the people in your cabin aren't your friends, they'll become your friends over time. Like, just everyone there was super nice, and you just play volleyball, watch volleyball. The cons would be, you learn a lot about the Bible.
Is that a con?
Yeah.
What did
Oh,
you say?
con?
Yeah,
Does that mean like bad?
Yeah, you said.
Oh, I
you
thought
said
you were
con.
talking about like. Okay.
Darn it! We
Oh,
learned about the
okay. I was
Bible.
talking about the good things.
Okay. Pros.
Cons.
No, so pros are the good things. Like they're the good
Okay,
things.
yeah,
Cons
yeah.
are the bad things.
Okay, yeah. Okay, because con, I thought it was a confirm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
cons. And those are like the 2 big things.
So to clarify, learning about the Bible is not a con.
Oh,
was
yeah,
a pro.
yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. It was a pro.
Okay.
I'm talking about pros right now. Then I'll talk about cons.
Yeah.
So, and I really liked Yellow Team. I was on Yellow Team. It was really a kind of small team. We couldn't really get people together. I was trying to get people Yellow Team because the leader of Yellow Team told me to. I was like the secret person in the Yellow Team. They told me to tell other Yellow people that were having a meeting. And then almost half of the people, Yellows I come up to, they don't even know what team they are, and they're just like, oh yeah, I'm Yellow. It's like, none of them had. I think it's more the leader's faults. Like me and Oya, that's the leader. It was our faults. We weren't really trying to rally like red. We weren't trying that much. We were looking for medallions, but that was kind of it. And the pros.
Cons.
Cons!
You're good. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Cons. I kind of was stealing bandanas. Every team has a bandana. Every person has a bandana to say what team they are. And I was trying to get bandanas for, what is it?
Yellow team.
Yellow team. So we could just build a humongous cape. We were building a huge cape. We're trying to get like any color bandana. and I was trying to get them, but a lot of kids came up to me and was like, "Hey, could I have my bandana back?" And it was kind of a long process to give it back. There was one lady that it took me 2 days. For the last day, for the last 6 hours, I was just trying to get a green bandana because she was green, and I took her green bandana. And I wanted to give it back, but then I couldn't get it back until the very last day, which was Thursday. The very last day.
So would you say that you're the
Con,
simply put
yeah.
in, like, what was that con? Like, what was the
The
negative
con
thing?
of that was people, like, I think I made people just mad. Not sad. No one came up to me sad. They were just like
A little bit angry.
a little
that
bit
you did
angry.
that.
All of them, none of them were like, "Hey, give it, blah, blah." But they were just a little bit angry. So I'll probably do it next time, but a different version, more honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Not and cons. I had one in my head. I lost it.
How about you think about it? And then I thought of a con.
Yeah.
So a con, I would say, was that every team was really sour that we won. And you might laugh, but the thing is that it's a little bit funny because every team had lost, and they had. It's not like red team hadn't cheated in any way. It's just they put in so much more effort. The last entire day of camp, it was really fun, but it was pretty much all working towards getting red team to win. And people saw that, and they didn't want to put in that much effort, so they started attacking red team. And so you just hear a lot of slander against red team, even though we didn't do anything illegal. So I would say a con was that there wasn't that much good sportsmanship, and that's something that Fuge had too much of, and Doxy Camp didn't have enough of. So that's, I would say, is a con. And granted, we were really determined to win, so it might have been perceived as a tax or something like that. But yeah.
Yeah. I got the con. Con. It's not like a camp con, but what I did when we were playing basketball, I kind of broke a kid's I broke a kid's bone in basketball. He broke
No,
his
you broke his ligament. You tore his ligament.
ligament.
Yeah.
Ligma.
So, no. So,
I thought it was a bone break because
yeah,
I think that's
so
more
here-
precedent.
I have more. I have the story because I actually know this. So his name is Ryan, and so there was a basketball tournament once again for points. So like depending on how many people participated from your team, you'd get that much points. And Jemiah was playing in flip flops, and Ryan ran up and stepped on his flip flop. Uh-oh.
What is that?
Let me restart that.
What was that?
Ellie, I want my $5, please.
They were like this.
Michael, let's go. Let's close it out. What you guys talk about Doxy Camp?
Okay, get out of here, Mikey. It's not your turn.
Mike, you could be in the middle.
Right, can you give me a towel?
It's not worth 5 hours, not worth posting.
Okay. Is it recording still?
Yeah.
Over me. Okay. Thanks, Jemiah.
So warm. Can I get another towel?
Okay.
Mike, should I get another towel?
Jemiah, really appreciate it.
Hey, can you give me a towel, please?
Yeah.
Please drive. Yeah.
Could you get Mike a towel?
And that's how you make $5 in less than a second.
We're on the grind set on this channel. We're all about the grind set.
See, guys, you know how I was telling you about my $10,000 a year? My budget, I'm $5,000 or $5 closer to $10,000 by the end of the year.
It's not you folks.
So, one thing I do want to mention is, Joanna has what the? No, don't do that. I want to sit in this chair. I'm Mr. Rage. Okay. So,
Thank you so much.
One thing that I had to say is that
Oh, I got the light.
Gianna did give me an appreciation for dance. I think I will try and do a swing dance class with my sister, just because it's cool to learn how to dance. So, yeah, and this is. What are you doing? Can you please freaking stop that?
Actually, dude, like, take off your towel.
Okay.
It's my towel.
Like, take it off.
You just broke your phone almost.
Mikey,
What the heck?
Mikey, it's not just about your phone. No, I'm not gonna let you wipe your nose or eyes.
What are you
Take off
doing,
the
Mickey?
towel. Take off the towel.
Yeah, $5.
Only for Michael.
That's it. That's for mine.
So
No, not the towel. Not the towel.
you gave me an appreciation if you're watching. If you want to give me an appreciation for dance, I even learned one dance. Oh. Got Chris Abe. And so, Maya actually was even telling the truth. He said he would be reformed. Right now, you can see what would happen to him if Mikey wasn't restrained by camp rules. But this is a Cotton Eye Joe dance. I've been for Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? So, Gianna, you'd be proud. And I also learned.
Why do you think Gianna's watching this?
I don't. I gave context. So I also learned the cup song. I
Dude,
can't.
I baked this in my own pair of clothes. Mikey.
Okay, Jeremiah, I also have to finish talking, but with you.
Keep it in mind.
So we have the cup song, which I learned, which we'll use this phone with. Get it.
Don't use the phone. It's gonna mess up the audio. Don't use the phone.
I have to.
Here, get a rock. Get a rock.
So cup song.
He's doing a cup song with my
Oh, I
phone.
thought you guys were doing like, you know, the gambling thing where you have like the thing and like you're flipping around.
So yeah, Jeremiah,
Playing
take a seat.
sixes.
Take a seat. So, the story is they were playing the basketball tournament, and Ryan had stepped on Jeremiah's flip-flop,
I tripped him.
tripped him, and he stepped on his ankle wrong, and here's a pop, a rip kind of thing, and his ligament actually gets torn in his ankle, and it's the funniest thing because I actually know him, and I know Jeremiah, and it's gonna be the funniest thing for the next year to talk about that whenever I see him. And to be honest, it helps me remember his name even more because I now know Jeremiah.
Because Ryan be crying.
Yeah, Ryan got tripped by Jeremiah and tore his ligament, which is it's a great story.
But it's not really funny because he can't enjoy or run around.
Yeah, the last 2 days of camp, he was just sitting on the couch for literally the entire days. And I walk in to say hi to him to see like what's going on, right? And I see like 20 people surrounding him, and he's just like on so much Advil. He's like, oh, "What's up, Michael?" And it's the funniest thing. I feel really bad for him. Like, I'm saying that because it's kind of funny, but
We're not laughing
It's
at
a
him, we're
serious
laughing
thing.
with him.
yeah.
What's up, Michael?
So yeah,
I would say
another pro. We played a lot of volleyball. And
Got goated at it, as you
conclu-
just saw.
And that concludes the Doxy camp review. Jeremiah has
and
the last
for
thing.
pro, everything was uphill, so my calves are now mortars. They are absolute giants.
Yeah.
Show 'em off. Show 'em
He's
off.
working on it.
Wow. Dude, they all hurt so much. They still hurt right now because we're like running around. But
Okay. So, moving on to the last part. What does the next few months look like? Okay. So sadly, I'm gonna have to figure out how I can talk to Mikey because he's gonna be in Southern Asia apparently. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. He might
Uh-oh. Alright, we're recording. Let's sync. Yep.
be. So, what does the next part of our year look like? Is it recording? The video itself. Okay, so what does the next part of our year look like? For me, it looks like figuring out how I can talk to Mikey, working on the Brownberry Coffee business. I'm going to be starting up school again, so there's a couple of things I have to finish up for high school to be able to graduate from the school that I go to. And then physical goals, it's going to be pretty much completing what I had set for my New Year's goals. I'm going to be starting to going to the gym again. September, we're starting the 75 hard. So that's gonna be going on. It's gonna be fun because it's gonna allow me to do. It's gonna be fun because I like hanging out and talking and doing the challenge with people. So that's gonna be enjoyable. I'm still on track to hitting 365 days of doing 2 45-minute workouts and reading 10 pages a day, which is really cool. I feel like that's such a large number. 365 days, like there hasn't been a single day I haven't done 2 workouts and I haven't read 10 pages, which is the craziest idea to think about.
Yeah.
And so, anything else?
So
And
you're,
working and finishing up apprenticeships.
you're saying what the next half of your year looks
Yeah,
like?
what does the next quarter, next few months look like?
Oh,
for me?
next 3 months. Well, now 2 months.
Ah, psh. Close enough. Okay, what does it look like for you?
For me.
Oh yeah, and I also have to help Mikey plan his trip. He hasn't even planned any of it.
I'm
So I
not
have
going to plan it.
So I have to help him plan it because
I'm not gonna
he can't
plan
just
it.
he can't just come to the airport and hope for a flight to be there.
I'll buy a ticket, but I'm not gonna plan it.
That requires some planning to buy a ticket. That's your stuff.
I can't buy a ticket. I need help. Next 2 months.
See how helpless he is? If you didn't have me, he'd be totally in the dumps.
Help a local flightless Mikey near you. Donate now.
Instead of donating to Mikey, you could just hire Brownberry Coffee. Okay. So
August is
what does it
me
look like?
chilling. I am chilling. Except doing 4 coffee events with Michelle. But I'm chilling. Then going traveling. Bing, bing. Ooh, I need to get my passport settled. Yeah, I need to do that on Monday. Oh, I should have done it. Should have done it on Thursday or Friday.
Planning. This is what I'm telling
It's
you.
not
Mikey.
planning. What the heck?
Yes, it. Okay.
You don't need a plan. You just go do it. You go to the clerk and you do it. It's not planning. What the heck? So I'm chilling for August. Going camping, climbing with Michael, events, being chilling. Then September, October, gonna be somewhere in the world. November, I get back, Lord willing.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
When?
beginning of November.
I thought it was end of November.
Well,
For the
yeah, but I
marathon.
need to get settled for the marathon.
Good,
And also,
okay.
maybe well, also, I don't want to miss Simon's birthday. But maybe I will. We'll see. Maybe a Iraqi family takes me in, and I really like it there.
Man, I genuinely, I've been thinking, what if Mikey dies? Seriously, it would be so traumatizing for everyone around us. And Mikey himself.
You'll know I'm in a way better place.
But the thing is,
I'm kicking it. I'm gonna be having a jolly old time. But yeah,
but like seriously,
that's true.
going to Iraq, Mikey, not a good idea. As a white person who doesn't know how to
I'm not
speak-
going to Iraq. I'm going to Iraq. So I'll be safe in Iraq.
We'll see.
Uh, Yeah, I'm excited for the videos I'm making there. I was even thinking today in the shower how I'm gonna make them. Oh, like this nice. At least one of them is gonna have this nice intro card. Oh, like a doom with like a bass and a drum, just like a search, like
Oh yeah, and so
cut wherever I am, and then me going up to someone local and saying, "Where should I go? Tell me, where do I go?" And then asking them thoughts about their city. I'm gonna do that, and I'm excited for that. That's gonna be so fun. I'm just gonna get to record wherever I want, whatever I want. Bam, bam. It's gonna be interesting. It's not just gonna be Sacramento, this small town. Screw this place.
another thing to consider is that you need to look for those videos of the camp and the other videos I'll link throughout this podcast because
There will be a little card if I can. Oh, never mind. I won't say that. I always
yes,
say
he
that.
will.
And they're
Put a
never
little
ends.
card with the videos.
There will be a card that
when
leads to a link
they're
of me.
posted. Okay, also, Jermaine, can I have the volleyball? Okay. You're fine. Okay. So I think other than that, that concludes our second quarter review. Done.
That was-
Dunzo. Cut.
A
See,
month late.
Even we're a month late, and then Mikey throughout the podcast just leaves me. Seriously, to host his podcast.
That made it so much more interesting.
No,
Co-host change up. Was Jeremiah that boring?
I quit. Okay.
Jeremiah was not that boring. Leave a comment down below. Let me know. How boring was Jeremiah? Yeah, I know. Say it. Jeremiah was boring. I know.
What the Sigma? Guys!
See ya!
That was epic ending, though.
It wasn't even
It wasn't?
I don't even know when it stopped recording. Oh. Dang. Well, you have the audio. You always have the audio. Like me and Sam, those 6 hours. You have the audio, but it's just... I don't know how much of that was on video. We'll have to see. Editor Mikey, put like a little dancing goblin for whenever there's no...
Put a little disclaimer. Mikey's become
Thoughts? Thoughts?
vicious and mean and cruel to me.
What?
He's a terrible, terrible slave owner.
I'm a terrible slave owner.
But I'm not.
I'm bad at owning slaves. Why would you want to be
He's
good
a good
at...
abuser. I mean.
That I am.